Hola mis estudiantes, hoy voy a hablar sobre conjugación de los verbos ER y IR. Last week I gave you, or week before, I gave you a video on how to conjugate an AR verb. I want you to just remember a couple of things. These questions are on your exam. There are three verb groups, AR, ER, and IR. The infinitive of a verb is the verb with either an AR, ER, or IR ending. All verbs end in either AR, ER, or IR. So, to conjugate a verb, you take off the verb ending. The verb ending is the AR, the ER, or the IR, which leaves you with the stem of the verb. And so if I take off AR and I take it off, that is the stem of the verb. The AR is the ending of the verb. So to conjugate a verb, you take off the ending of the verb and you add the correct ending to the stem. Now, when you say that you're going to conjugate a verb, it means that you are going to take the infinitive, take off the AR, which is the verb ending, leaves your stem, and you're going to add verb endings that tell you who is doing the action. So, last week we did the verb hablar. This week we're going to talk in your work. You're going to see the verbs ER and IR. If you can tell, I've tried to do this so that you can tell that everything on this side of this verb conjugation T is singular. Everything in orange is singular on all three verbs. It's singular. Now, I want you to, let's look at the singular first. That means that one person is doing the action. So, if I want to say I eat, to say I in Spanish you say yo, and you take off the ER and you add an O. So you say I eat, yo como, yo como. To say I speak, take off the AR, you add an O, and you say yo hablo. Okay? So in both ER and AR, you just take off the ending and you add an O. So you have yo como, yo hablo. I eat, I speak. To say, so that's yo como. Now, remember that we have buddy, buddy, you, tú, tú. So if you want to say, do you eat, you would say, tú comes, tú hablas. That means do you, buddy, buddy, a friend, someone your own age, do you eat? All right? Or I might speak to you and I'd say, ay, amiga, tú comes mucho. I said, oh, girlfriend, you eat a lot. Or I might say, ay, amiga, tú hablas muy rápido. So I said, oh, friend, you speak very fast. So that's the way I would do that. Now then, if I want to say you formal, and that's someone of respect, you would say usted, and you would say usted come. Usted, you speak. Usted habla. So for an AR verb, you're adding A's. For an ER verb, what are you adding? E's. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. So, él come. Él come. That means he eats. And ella come. She eats. Or you might say, Marta come mucho en la cafetería. Rafael come mucho en la cafetería. So you're saying he eats a lot in the cafeteria. Ella eats a lot in the cafeteria. Notice that all of these speakers, all of these people doing the action are singular. There's only one of them. Everything in orange, there's only one of them. Okay, let's go on down to an IR verb because I want you to see that an IR and an ER verb are conjugated exactly the same. Even though it's an IR verb, it's conjugated just like an ER verb. So if I want to say I live, I would say yo vivo in Athens. And I might say ¿Tú vives in Athens? Do you live in Athens? You would say, sí, yo vivo in Athens. And then usted, that's the you formal, you would say, usted vive, one moment, I'm sorry, I'm videoing. Usted vive in Athens. Él vive in Athens y ella vive in Athens. So, there you have, and you can see it all conjugated for you. Notice that this part does not change. Your pronouns do not change. The only thing that changes are the endings that you're going to put on each one of those verbs. An ER and an IR verb are conjugated exactly alike. Now let's look at the plural side. This means that more than one person is doing the action. More than one person. So if I want to say we speak, I say nosotros, I'm included, nosotros hablamos. If I want to say we eat, I say what if it's two girls? I would say nosotras comemos. Still an ER, E, A-R-A. Now watch, this is the only one that's different. Remember that an EIR verb is conjugated exactly like an ER verb, except right here in this form. It's vivimos instead of vivemos. So to say we speak, I would say nosotros vivimos. We live. Nosotros vivimos en Athens. Rosa y yo vivimos in Athens because she and I, that makes we. Now then, so that's the nosotros form. It is the plural of yo. Let's go over here and look at this one. If I want to say you all or y'all, I am not included in the action, and I would say y'all or ustedes hablan español, ustedes comen en la cafetería, y ustedes viven in Athens. So it's EN, EN. EN, EN. These are exactly alike. Now, what about they? You can have they masculine or they feminine. So if it's they masculine, that means two guys over there. I would say ellos viven in Athens. If I wanted to say they eat, I would say ellos comen en la cafetería. What I'm saying is those boys eat in the cafeteria. Now, what if it's two girls or a group of girls? I would say ellas comen en la cafetería y hablan mucho. They eat in the cafeteria, the girls, and the girls also speak a lot. Now, what if I want to say the girls live in Chicago? I would say ellas viven en Chicago. Ellas viven en Chicago y hablan español y comen mucho. That pretty much sums up what you would do to conjugate an IRER verb. Please remember, there are three verb groups, AR, IR, and ER, and all verbs are under those three verb groups. Remember that there are regular verbs. These are regular verbs. That means they follow a rule. And these two verbs, ser and tener, those are only irregular verbs that you have had so far. Ser and tener are irregular verbs. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. An irregular verb is a verb that does not follow this rule where you just put this ending. You have to memorize those verbs. These are the only two verbs that we've had so far, and we've already had the verb ser. Notice once again that the pronouns do not change, even if it's an irregular verb. But you can see if this were a regular verb, we would take off the EO, the ER, and we would add an O in yo soy. That's not what it is, it's yo soy. If this were a regular verb, this would be ses, and it's not a regular verb. So you just have to memorize this, okay? Now then, for instance, if I wanted to say I am a student, I would say yo soy una estudiante. I am a student. Nosotros somos estudiantes. We are students. Okay, so this is the verb to be. I am. You are. He is, she is, they are, you all are, we are. Now then, this is the verb that we are mainly going to deal with in this chapter. And what I want you to remember is this verb is used for age, to tell how old you are. It is used for possession, to tell what is yours. And it's also a power verb, meaning that you can use this verb. It's a compound verb. You can use this verb with an infinitive to say what you have to do. And I'm going to explain that to you in just a second. So, with that in mind, I want you to look at this, and I might say, yo tengo un esposo. Yo tengo un esposo. I have a husband. Yo tengo un esposo. Nosotros tenemos un perro. We have a dog. Tenemos un perro. Yo tengo dos hijos y mi esposo tiene dos hijos. Mi hijo se llama Mark y él tiene 30 años. His name is Mark and he is 30 years old. Okay? So please remember that if you want to show possession, I have a husband. His name is Monty. Yo tengo un esposo. Él se llama Monty. I have 2 children. Yo tengo dos hijos. All right? And to tell age, Monty tiene 59 años. Él tiene 59 años. Muy bien. So, to tell age, to tell something you possess. Now then, if you want to say that you have to do something, you could say, yo tengo, now you've got to put the K in there, K, and you can put any infinitive, comer, which means I have to eat. Watch, I can erase this comer and I could say, yo tengo que hablar. What does that mean? I have to speak. Yo tengo que vivir in Athens. I have to live in Athens. So tengo que plus the infinitive. Remember that this is your infinitive right here. Yo tengo que vivir. What if I want to say he has to live? I would say él tiene. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Él tiene. Okay, I'm going to put my K. K. Let me correct this because it is he. Él tiene que comer. What am I saying? He has to eat, comer. Let's say él tiene que escuchar la música, la lección. He has to listen to the lesson, right? Okay, so let's say he has to look. Él tiene que mirar la televisión. He has to look at the television. So this is called a compound verb. A compound verb means here's a verb. That's verb 1, right? That's verb 1. That's verb 1. And look, this is verb 2. And verb 2 is always put, make that a different color, you can't see it, is always put in the infinitive form, which means what? It is not conjugated. It's not conjugated. Here's the rule I want you to remember. When 2 verbs go walking, the first verb does the talking. It means it tells who's doing the action. The second verb doesn't say anything. It is in the infinitive form. Okay, I hope that helps you today. Please study for your exam and know that all of this information will be on your exam. Mucha suerte. Don't forget to study your idiomatic expressions. Yo tengo hambre. I'm hungry. Él tiene sed. He's thirsty. Ella tiene éxito. She's successful. Thank you so much, and nos vemos. Adiós.